In a college entrance exam. Christopher boy. I was taking Einstein's test when I stopped. Teacher, I thought you couldn't do the math. But did not expect. You did it again in less than 30 minutes. The teacher was also shocked, without saying a word. Next check. Your sister never stops complimenting me, because that math comes. Einstein. It takes 3 days to solve it. In addition to having a genius brain, brother Christopher, he's also passionate about a robot called Cosmo. But the robot, and the program associated with it has been stopped screening for a reason. In 1955, Disney used to mass-produce robots to be able to work as a substitute for humans. They work well and serve people, unstopped, until one day some robots start rebelling and attacking humans. The simple Russo, those are the robots, have started to have their own perception and get programmed for them. As a result, the robots have begun to revolt to resist human domination. The Robot Equality Alliance has launched the violence in America. The war between man and machine has happened. Since then, people have issued an edict. That's if any citizen harbors a robot, he will be charged with treason. And to fight robots, people have limited power. They can't fight robots day and night, so a doctor named we found a solution. He called his breakthrough a neurocaster. It's a device that can link minds, human minds with robotic bodies, just where the robot control hat. Man can control a mechanical body, but against the rise of robots, without fear of any casualties. And in just 1 week, humans have been able to quell the robot uprising. The leader of the robot uprising, you also have to sign a treaty. Surrender to President Clinton. Rebel robots, that's why they're sent to a place called the exclusion zone, wild wearing in the American Southwest. A few weeks later, Mizzen is alone with an uncle named Ted. You're always controlled by your uncle and as a means of making money in this house. Just because you're the host, you can't argue. Uncle. Besides, you're a machine hater. Eurocaster because it's an invisible device. It makes people unable to communicate directly. Continue together. It's like today, children no longer go out together. I only know how to use the phone. It's also because of this. Mizzen was called to the ministry and reprimanded for not attending class. The teacher made Mizzen call her parents, but she said her family had long since died in an night accident, until Mizzen had just fallen asleep. Suddenly a nightmare came. Turns out your family met accident on a highway. Parents and brother genius. That's why Christopher died. Only Mizzen is left alive. That's why. Why do you have to stay at your uncle's house? I just woke up this morning. A noise in the courtyard caught Mizzen's attention. You just went out to check. Suddenly a yellow robot flipped the table. It scared you to run in and call Ted. But Ted is so sleepy. You just run into your room to hide from the robot. I thought the robot wouldn't find me. He was about to leave suddenly. Turn it over in front of the bed. When Mizzen threatens him and tells him what you want, I can't believe the robot is pointing at you. Mizzen asked why it's how, but it seems like the robot can't speak. It is to unplug the switch and ask her to repair the reader. Voice for me. After the treatment, the robot. He took a picture of the two sisters and pointed at them. That's what I meant by Christopher. Mizzen's late brother. I don't believe my brother is alive, so I kicked the robot in the door. The noise was loud enough to wake him up. That discovered the robot in Mizzen's room. He made you get this robot out of here. Before you call the police, I saw my sister fall. Christopher decided to teach this guy a lesson. He's going to pick up a golf club. He was thrown into a pile of weights and bled. He decided to call the police to let them know they are Mizzen. Put electricity on you. By the way, she dragged her robot brother along and ran away in his evil uncle's car. The first thing to do is to break the tracking device to people who don't know how to drive. It's a little bit difficult to control the car. Chasing uncle was also shot after the VA. Touching is always lame. To the Mizzen scrap yard. Plan to use spare tires so that they can continue on the road. The black one is that the tire has been broken ever since. You see the yellow robot in front of you. Mizzen pulled him up and asked, I was dead before, and now I'm here. She asked Ra, I found out you're since with a robot. Your real body is still out there somewhere. Mizzen said to be Sao that you can trust. Christopher pointed to the Sanko headquarters. It means you're somewhere in those headquarters. When Mizzen heard this, she held the map of Ra. Christopher, he points to a location to tell me he's in trouble. It's locked up there, but it's an exclusion zone. A prison that robots can't escape. Suddenly Mizzen remembered something. She took a package, then discovered the address on it is from the exclusion zone. This guy knows how to get in. So they both decided to find let the shipper know. So we both went to the Clayton area, as on the delivery address, then discovered great, that delivery guy is a real country player. Hot sale as well as contraband goods, from the exclusion zone. He came here today to deliver. It's a gun for a gangster. Through a robot. That's a Pitten. Produced, it's limited to 1,000 and comes with bullets. Shoppers hear this up. Face without paying a penny. He pointed a gun at the smuggler, but I'm not afraid to say I'm a little shocked. See if you're leaning to the side. The gangster name, I was going to ask you what you're doing. Then a spark shoots out of the trunk. That made the robot disabled. It turns out that this is also a robotic container. Take this opportunity. Mizzen and her brother got into the car, while the two Kier are busy harvesting booty. Back to the base. The two smugglers. Without noticing, Mizzen and his brother were about to run away. Unfortunately, the toy fish automatically plays music. As a result, they were both discovered and interrogated. He asked Mizzen what it was that came here with this robot. Why do you both know where they're smuggling? But Mitch, I just want to go with my brother to the exclusion zone. Just hearing this, the blonde advised her to stop. Because if you get there, your little brother's robot will melt away. It's over. Suddenly the elevator moved. Have your robot friend take Theo Christopher and run away. Mizzen will fake it with me. Like two brothers and you'll be mute. If you want to live, you have to trust him. The robot that emerged from the elevator was the Colonel. Bradbury is part of the robot disabling task force. He got a request from Mizzen's uncle. Come here to judge Christopher. The robot is with you. Shocked signal to the robot itself to fire. I thought I was being attacked by the Colonel. Take it out as a magazine. Detect target to be dealt with. The Colonel didn't hesitate to keep shooting. Destroy the smuggling base. In an emergency situation, Mizzen clapped and turned off the power, causing the Colonel to go temporary blind. Closure. Decided to jump up with a gun and shoot directly at the robot. Nothing. It was broken with a new gun. It cost another $15,000. Mizzen showed up to stop the captain. You said you'd turn over Christopher. It's slowly moving backwards. It's actually for the robot friend. Holmes used a cane to retell the captain's actions are in a situation of boiling water. Holmes reminded his friend, remember to write down the color code next time. It's like this, and sooner or later, we'll all be dead. The captain managed to get out of the lock. It's for the colored flying. I immediately thought they would all be finished. Mize used a dirt car to suck the captain straight into the wall. They quickly pulled her out before the tunnel collapsed. They also managed to escape, but every crime is different. This conservative team got lost in the exclusion zone, enraged to say, this place, it takes 15 to get around this wall. Now it was good, and suddenly a scream caught everyone's attention. They say these robots are killers. Use someone else's body that installs his own Mize. When asked, he said he had never been contacted with them. But right now, you're burying my life in the mountains. You came here just to find the dead doctor. Chris became like this in the mountain. Bodhisattva's body heard. I hope you have strong enough shoes. Because it's 500 kilometers away. Mizzen asked if there was a better way. The answer, of course, is yes. After seeing Holmes' upgraded version of the robot, Mizzen turned her face and asked, can you take me with you? Each crime on the robot has only one seat. So what you're asking for is a little difficult to do, but not with you. The result is the car in the final warehouse. It's been used to get us deep into the area. Excluded on the way. Curious Mizzen that Sao ends up getting to know Holmes. I remember when I was in the war. With robots, I was surrounded and broke a leg. I thought I wouldn't survive the day. Come out and carry yourself on your back. Then he shouted at the werewolf. After a few days, the drone found both and tried to kill them. So the two of you kept running and become best friends in Dr. Effen's office. He's ray-testing the program with a neurocaster. To see my mother but made a mistake. Two subordinates also appeared. It tells us that the speed of data transfer is very high. Tragic. It's partly because of Christopher's consciousness. Have fled out, even though two people used firewalls to stop. According to statistics, center system will collapse in a few days if Chris' nervous system. OT coming back, so Ethan decided to call Colonel Bradbury. Bogeyman number 1 send robot task force. As far as Ethan is concerned, Bradbury, he is pursuing a juvenile criminal. And that person happened to lead Theo to a robot that Ethan are in need. He asked Bradbury to catch the robot for himself. But you are ready. The robot is wanted for attacking people. But Ethan said he'll just need the robot. It's been a while. When it's done, I'll hand it over to the Colonel. After the negotiations, the Colonel decided to restart the robot to find the target. Chris's group. After coming to a canyo, then the whole bunch found out there's a mall, abandoned the binoculars and thought, I'm sure this place still has some items. It's like food that can be used. When they were thinking about how to eat, a group of the robots started throwing refrigerators at Chris. Robot Holmes controller. That's why the lame lost a leg. As a result, they've been dominated by a team of robots. Exclude arrest on the base. The head of this place is the Peanut, who once led the robot uprising against the exploitation of capital. It's full of demonic robots. Mr. Peanut came down to greet Mizzen and finished. He dropped his hat to greet them. But remember, the hat has been rewritten, so we can't do that. He also explained why the robots shoot the fridge at them. You thought they were scavengers out there. Mizzen rushed to find her brother. Should speak up. Always ask for information about a doctor who wears glasses. Mr. Peanut did not reply for the time being. That takes them around the supermarket. Robots. A round of Mizzen. I have not forgotten my mission to save my brother. Mr. Peanut for help. However, he claimed that the appearance of Mize. This is a good excuse for Sanko. Erase this whole place immediately. So Mr. Peanut can only help Mizzen. 15 kilometers further into the desert. Take care of yourself. I have some compassion for Mizzen's situation. Mr. Peanut also. To be honest, there was a doctor. Live with you here. That's Dr. Blackmer, a PhD in human-machine interaction. However, Mr. Peanut kicked the doctor out of here. Because I know that if you're here, you can harm everyone. The remaining robot. I end up angry. The doctor is the only one who knows how. Escape from the exclusion zone. And Mr. Peanut threw the doctor out. The desert allows him to self-destruct. The Peanut was also angry. How to do it? Can understand the robot's sense of right to exist. They just depend on a paper Mizzen treaty. Given that, Mr. Peanut should be able to distinguish between good people. Where are the bad guys? But you only think if you're human. They're all equally greedy and lazy. If Mizzen understood that, your life will be much simpler. You're in an age of rebellion, so Mizzen doesn't want to hear the AI anymore. Mizzen wanted to go find her brother immediately, though Mr. Peanut advised you not to go out in the area, excluded at night. It's very dangerous. After eating a piece of cake, go advise Mizzen. It's over to 150,000 kilometers out there, so the ability to find a PhD is just Kim's. But if Mize OT looking, then the odds of finding a PhD will be zero. Holmes' robots also actively advise stop. You tell Christopher, if you go out now, your sister will die. Christopher looked anxiously at his sister. I saw the look on your face, so Mizzen said, all right. Leave tomorrow morning, so Mizzen's sitting in the mall. Full robot. I remember my brother when we were together. She suddenly shed tears. Christopher saw that. Put your arm around Mizzen. By the way, show a cartoon that you two often watch together. It makes you more emotional. After returning to the bedroom, suddenly a male robot came to Mizzen and told her, there's a doctor who left a message for Christopher. He told me to meet him at the address. It's written on the back of that invitation. But you can't take people there, because it's not allowed. The conversation was a little too big, so Mr. Peanut can hear it all. He came forward and offered to lend Mizzen a helping hand. It seems that not all people are bad. You see Mizzen's feelings, so close to the robot brother. Give them a robot. Baseball is old. His name is Bob, and he's a baseball player. I fought 10 men at the same time. Bob is confident on his upcoming trip. I will help the team a lot. Every sin the downside is a little bit of sleep. If you see that, tell him to go. Just pull your partner's leg. Just finish the pop. Shoot out a ball that flows at the speed of light to confirm your own unabashed ability. Coincidentally, the Colonel also came to the house, Mr. Peanut's keep, and witnessed the Mize, and put it in his car. Group Mize, get to the location written on the letter. I see the scene is a bit desolate, so we're all a little suspicious about the address that was written. The card. The postman robot insists you can't be wrong. 6 US addresses have 160 million addresses. It's all printed into your pulse. Confusion is impossible. If Mizzen is a package, you'd have dropped it in this pile and left. Mizzen climbed up high and see a house that's like a residence. The presence of the former suddenly, the security robots start to wake up and jerking off Mizzen's group. The entire group rushed to the doctor's door in panic, but when I got there, I found out it was a fake door. They're all wild. I don't know where to go. The music rumbling up. The cannibal robots panicked and ran away like ghosts. I don't understand what. Suddenly, the ground collapsed into a slope. Turned out the door. The real base is the slope, down to the doctor's residence. After seeing the doctor, Christopher approached and handed out an invitation to the doctor. Real. In front of me was Christopher. Make you not happy. But Mizzen doesn't. She immediately rushed to ask repeatedly why he arrested again. Kidnapped my brother. The doctor never answered. Holmes gave him the electric chair and he replied, Christopher isn't the sitter. Base on the island of Sander. Doctor catches her brother because people are dying on the horizon. About to lose the war until the doctor found Chris. Your appearance is a gift from God. Mizzen was shocked when she was in the hospital. The doctor held her hand and said that Chris was dead. They don't care about the war. You only care. What did the doctor do to your brother? The doctor also has a friend who's a computer robot. Computer. He had the entire memory and voice of the doctor. What a doctor knows, the computer knows. The doctor asked the computer to open the file 17-9 show Mize. The doctor thought Chris was in a permanent coma. He considered the use of computing for Sander through Chris's brain simply as a donation. Chris's mind, it's a breakthrough to Link, Eurocaster with robotic drones that humans use. Mizzen is disgusted with what doctor? I did it with my brother. However, doctor, he said that if he did not do this, his brother, Mizzen died in the hospital, and doing so is saving Chris. Continue to the party 2365 months later. The doctor discovered Chris is showing signs of recovery and is slowly waking up. The doctor asked Etha, disconnect Chris with Sander. But Scott didn't want to. He threatened to kill the doctor, because there's no way to get Chris out of there. The doctor made a small connection between Chris and external networks. Let the mind. Chris can escape. The next PhD location is blue sky into Chris' mind, because hopefully Chris will be able to find a Mizzen family. Ask the doctor to help her team escape the zone. Excluded. If you can get in here, you can definitely get out. When they were talking, they discovered the Colonel. Bradbury was also arrested. He fired a shot that blew up the entrance, but there's no AI inside. I was walking around checking when the lights went out. Mr. Peanut stayed behind to stop the Colonel, to buy time for Mizzen's group to escape. But this place is surrounded by drones. Mizzen quickly took her brother away, but still discovered. Also, Lucky Doctor appeared with sniper machine. The drone was shot down after a shot. And Colonel Bradbury, after he destroyed Mr. Peanut's hat. You didn't even forget to mention it's a beautiful base now. It's about to become a junkyard. There. He then went back to find Christopher for letting Mizzen and his brother escape. The doctor used his body to make beer miss bullets, knowing that the Colonel, it won't hurt people. But the skate is different. He killed the doctor and had his brother taken away. Mizzen makes you look helpless. After the war, Mizzen and the robot team returned to the base. It was discovered that this place was also destroyed. A pile of rubble. See the friends who used to fly by your side. Now it's just carnage. Mr. Peanut said goodbye and wished them rest. In the other world, Christopher, after his arrest, the colonel was upset. I didn't expect the robot that I pursue. Since then it has been a human being. The sketch tricked him into violation of human protection policy. But the sketch says that thanks to Christopher, the tools are just stepping stones to make man the ruler of the world. The colonel is just a witness to history. Back to Mizzen group. You're just feeling sad right now, trying to grab the robot. My brother used to like it the most, next to the new hair. If you say you want to marry her, you can break your glasses and get no one noticed. I encourage you not to be alone. There's also Holmes and his allies. Another robot. Good words from a smuggler. With hair just cut, it makes you feel more hated. Somewhat Mizzen restore her spirit, thanks. Computer robots plan to come together to rescue Chris. They appear to say, it's not just me fighting, where everyone here will be with you. There's a huge pile of trucks on the interstate, and thanks to Holmes, we connect the wires so you can use them. Holmes said it was easy. You can even shove 60 HZM up there. It will be very helpful in the fight. Computer robots tell if Mizzen takes Chris and Sancher, it's going to fall apart because of Sancher's network running through Mizzen's brother's brain. Without it, no drone would be able to operate. This connection will damage the entire Sancher system, all over the world. Mizzen then persuaded Mr. Peanut. Let's fight together to destroy Sancher's morbid system. Robots and humans will have a peaceful life, instead of always fighting and hating each other. Voicemail robot. It's about 2,000 kilometers from the city. It's not too far to win freedom. All robots are for this fight. Mr. Peanut also nodded in agreement. He didn't even forget to put the hat back on, my favorite. So the robot army is on its way. They can easily pass through the gate, excluded with the intelligence of the computer. Across the Great Sea, after arriving at the base, Holmes banged the car into the sanctuary. During the Mizzen chaos, the same computer that broke into the sanctuary to find my brother, after luring the drones after me. Holmes ran off in smoke, but couldn't make it. The crowd is approaching to force them to stop fighting back. A dirty playboy holding a suicide bomb. Make Holmes HC. If it is broken immediately, you have to mow. We continue to run away together. It's actually to draw the drones closer to the trap. The robot army is already in hiding, as planned. When the drones arrive, the refrigerator is fluttering like a glue. Whoever eats one is lying. The war between the two sides broke out. They're all helping to give the drones a fight. See the chaos below. Ethan took the opportunity to go to the control room. He wants to go to war to deal with them. This robot loses control, and Mizzen and the computer. They both went to their brother's room. There's no weapon in your hand to threaten. They look back and saw a fire hammer. That's the computer guy. Just pretend to be crazy and jump inside. The two doctors ran away in a panic. After seeing my brother, after that time away from Mize, I can't help but want to wake my brother up right away. But the computer guy said, if you want to talk to your brother, you have to use Neuro. Caster to infiltrate Chris' mind. Off the campus of Sanko, the two sides are fighting fiercely when a large drone shows up. With modern technology, Etha was able to destroy the toughest robots. In a critical situation, Colonel Bradbury came to the rescue, Mr. Peanut, before he was harmed. The colonel was fed up with having to serve a hypocrite. I want to dominate everything. You no longer want to serve someone, not even like human, with other robots. After telling Mr. Peanut Ethan's location, the colonel also disconnected and chose to leave this war, after Mizzen broke into his brother's mind. Chris, I can't believe this is a warm home. Full of laughter, that years to sisters. Mizzen came over and tried to get you out of here, but Chris couldn't. Your connection to the Sancher Center. This is symbiosis. Without Chris, Sancher's over. And you too. Chris, tell me you won't be the one to end it. This event that must be Mize. You're ready for the sacrifice, in exchange for the peace of the world. Outside Holmes, he's fighting off Ethan's drones. Control when you see the end is about to crash. You jumped out quickly, give me a shot, and lie down on the spot. While dying, try to cure you, but not because the wound is too heavy. Back to the side of Mize, when Ethan heard the alarm. Chris's room was broken into. You're going back, but was stopped by Mr. Peanut. Don't let me keep going there. Meanwhile, Michelle has compressed his pain and turned off the source of life provided for my brother. She gently placed her hand on her chest. You feel the last beat. Your brother doesn't deserve to suffer. Suffering like this, all Ron has stopped working. Sanko finally collapsed. I end up crying for the day. Because my only friend has also passed away. I admit to the day that you're the best friend I've ever had. Suddenly the head of the day opened. Turns out the day wasn't really dead. It's a much smaller version. I have seen him cry like a baby twice. The whole world is changing. All eyes are on Sancho's system. Thanks to the video that Sanko experiments on a boy, because teenagers appear, all the Neurocaster users. We need an answer from Sancho's leaders. Ethan Skate was also arrested in Miami, trying to get on a Diordo plane. Many protesters should remove the robot exclusion zone. Everyone's curious about the brave girl who led the army. Robots and win. Mizzen took a small video and sent it to everyone. She said that censure things. It's not just bad for robots, it also affects people badly. Because the Neurocaster team took so long that people thought, that's real life. But it's not real life to be in contact. Our emotions in the flesh. They come together when we laugh. We hold hands or fight, and not simply through electric currents. It's all happening outside the world. In fact, everyone listens. Straw tears moved by the words. At the bottom of Mizzen's heart. The world has changed in one direction. Positive that Mize always wanted.